this episode of the Greater Futures Podcast, I have a young man with me who I believe has a great future ahead of him. This is Cale. Cale is a senior at Savannah High School. You tell us a little bit more about yourself in a bit. I know Cale because I coach high school boys tennis, and this guy is about ready to start his fourth year. He's on the first team I ever coached, and I won't say it'll be the last team I ever coached, but it's been a good ride. So Cale, thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, have you ever been on a podcast before?
I have actually for SNBN.
What's SNBN stand for?
Savage Network. Ooh, man.
BN.
Yeah, BN.
So tell us, like, someone's meeting Cale for the first time. What is important to know?
Okay. So my name's Cale Higer. I'm a very outgoing person, so like if I ever see you or you ever see me, go ahead and come up and talk to me because I will definitely want to talk to you. I'm not really shy like I used to be.
Long ago.
Yes. But yeah, I played tennis for 4 years. I used to play football, wasn't really feeling it, so.
You still look like a football player.
Yes.
You're strong.
Thank you very much. I used to play football. I really like tennis, especially this senior year. It's the final year. Go out with a bang. Very excited for this year, as you as my coach too.
Not planning on going pro after this year.
I mean, maybe if I could beat Cole.
Yeah.
But
he's really good.
Yes. What else? I play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very big into music. Anything musical. I have around like 8 to 10 random instruments in my room. I don't know how to play that many of them, but it's always fun to just have. I go to church on Sundays. I'm Catholic. St. Rosalima here in Savannah I go to, and I don't know. I just like really hanging out with friends and improving myself. Oh, and I sleep a lot, which is something I'm working on.
Good. So you're well rested.
I am well rested. Yes.
You look well rested. You look bright.
Of course. Yes.
You swam?
Oh yes, I did swim. I forgot about that.
You know how to put some distance in
I
the water.
do. Yes. Swim was a very good but interesting part of my life. A lot of new people that I didn't really think I would ever become friends with, but after like meeting with them and getting on a team and getting closer with them, it was like a really cool experience just to be able to talk to them and see different parts of life with other people. And now one of the people are like one of my best friends that I've had, which is Noah.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew him before, but like that was just the cherry on top for senior year. Swim was really fun. Got me in shape. Haven't kept it too much, but it's very nice, very fun. I'm just really excited for this tennis season.
Yeah, good. So we sit here in late February of 2024. You will be graduating high school in less than 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us what you think about life after high school, what your plans look like.
So after high school, I want to go to NCMC, so North Central Missouri College, the Savannah campus that they're building in Savannah right now for their nursing program to become an RN. So it's a 2-year college. I'm already done with all my general education studies.
Through high school?
Yes, through high school.
Do you feel ahead?
Yes.
Nice.
A little, actually. I was a little late to apply for college, but I had a really good TEAS test score, which is like a nursing test that you have to take for, it's like a science math type thing. I did good on that, so hopefully I can get acceptance. I could do the online program, but I don't think that's for me.
Could you be a nurse 2 years from now? Like,
correct.
You'd be ready to finish your RN 2 years from now?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But that's not where I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah. So, personally, I enjoy school. It's just fun to me. I like learning new things. So after I get my RM, I want to do a transfer program, maybe go to Northwestern in St. Joe. That's in St. Joe, right? Yeah, okay. And go get my BSN, so Bachelor's of Scientific Nursing. And then after that, I was thinking about CRNA, which is Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist. That works right under an anesthesiologist. But I'm just going to see where everything goes. Life takes me places. I'll follow what God has to say. But yeah, keep following.
You know what's fun is that we've been talking for 5 minutes, and I think we've at 6 or 7 acronyms, half of which we've known.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. All right. So it's a pleasure to know you, and I'm going to get to know you a little bit better today. Because as much as we spend a lot of time on the tennis courts together, you don't a lot of time get to sit down and say, all right, let's just ask some questions and see what you think. So this first segment of the Greater Futures podcast is, what do you know?
Oh, man.
So this, the whole podcast is meant to discover how young people and really blossoming adults think about their lives and their resources, and then how they make choices. And my thought is, if you can understand well, then you can help well to create all sorts of stuff that is engaging and just is meaningful to someone just like you. But we know you're not the only 18-year-old in the world. So that's the hope. 17. Yeah. When do you turn 18?
On Friday, so March 1st. Very close.
By the time the people watch
that is true. I will
kid will be 18.
Yes, an adult.
And you will not be a kid. So in that, I've told all the guests that I've had so far that there's no wrong answers. Just to understand really how do you process a world rich with information and stimulus, right?
Yeah.
So what do you know is meant to discover. All right. So how have you come to even understand this world and the resources in it and your money to this point in your life? So if you were to say, my education about how I handle my time and energy and money came from, how would you finish that sentence?
Okay, that's kind of difficult. I would say can you repeat it?
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
Absolutely. So how you view making choices, spending your money, spending your time, spending your energy, becoming a nurse.
Okay.
How you've made those decisions, where have you learned the most in your life to make great choices for yourself?
Yeah, I would say my parents and my sisters especially have been so helpful. Mm-hmm. My dad and my mom have been teaching me very good work ethic. In the past, I wasn't really liking work, and I wouldn't really want to go out and make money because, I mean, sometimes it isn't the most fun if you don't have the best job, but it's something that you need to do in the society and how you can sustain yourself. So they taught me really good work ethic. It showed me how to apply for jobs, and quite recently, they're helping me get ready for college and signing up for scholarships and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And my sisters have been a really good help. So Cameron, which is my youngest of my 2 older sisters.
Yeah, you're the baby.
I am the baby. She helped me get I know my parents also helped, but she was the one that landed me my first job, which was at Papa Murphy's, when I was 14. So yes, very young.
Remember how much you made?
Minimum. So I think it was around 10 something back then, 10.50 I think it was. I worked 3 hours a week on Tuesday nights, 4 to 7, and I was the dish boy for 3 hours. And then
that's the lowest of the low at Papa Murphy's.
Yes, it was. So that was Cameron, how she played a role in that, and up and coming of just me and my status, I guess, right now. And then the reason why I want to become a nurse and how that came to be was really, I've just always thought it was interesting. But then also my sister Shayna, my oldest sister, I have 2. She became an RN, and she did some travel nursing a few years back with her husband now, fiance then. And she just really enjoyed it. She showed a very big passion for it. And I was like, wow, I kind of want to go into the same field. It looks really interesting. And when I was looking into it more, I noticed that it was something that I really liked learning about. And even at the high school, Savannah High School, right now, I'm taking a course, health occupations. So that will help me become a CNA, another acronym, certified nursing certified nursing assistant.
There you go.
So that will put me on the right path. Look really good on resumes and just everything like that. But Shayna kind of showed me like what it could be and like different paths I could take, and I just really feel like I could help other people through nursing.
Right. And so it sounds like a lot of what you know on how to make your choices with what Cale has, sounds like it was caught from observing more than taught to you.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yes, of course, yeah. I'm not a big sit down and talk to other people guy. Like, this is a little different. I'm more of a like go get 'em guy. Just listen to what other people have to say, look at body language, just figure things out. But like, I just like living is what I call it. Just like being able to just pick things up on the way, not really stopping. I guess stopping and smelling the roses, there's a saying about that.
Right.
It's good at times, but I'm more of a just go and figure out things, and just the way that they taught me was kind of like what you said.
Yeah, you were watching closely.
Yes.
So you did take a personal finance course as a part of your high school education.
I did.
Was that online, in person? What did that look like?
It was online during the summer.
During the summer,
Yes.
like your junior year before
Sophomore year.
Okay.
I believe.
And so what do you remember about that course? And you can be completely honest. It won't offend me. I didn't teach it, so.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing.
So the way I took that course, it was a weekly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the first week we had to go into the high school and go ahead and sit down. The instructor wasn't in front of us because it was online, but we had to be there in person to make sure we were doing our work. After the first week though, you could go home and do the work by yourself. I just took that as a chance of going home and not doing my homework. So I kind of let it build up for a while, and one day I was like, all right, I better grind this out. So what I did was, I was a big gamer back then, not as much anymore. I'd play Fortnite, and I would have the videos running in the background, not really paying attention to them. But I did good on the quizzes, good on the tests.
Through common sense?
A little. Also, there were a lot of retakes that you could take, so just memorizing the answers that were there. But yeah, it wasn't the best because I'm not too good on online courses. I'm taking my dual credits through college right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are okay, they're beneficial, but like being in person would have changed my way of that class, or like my thinking of that class, because I feel like I would have gotten more out of it than just kind of putting it on the back burner of my life.
Yeah, did you expect to get much out of it when you're like, oh, personal finance class?
I wanted to,
Yeah.
but it was also a summer. I just got my first girlfriend, and I was kind of head over heels. So there wasn't too much. It was basically just me putting it on the back burner.
Checking it off.
Exactly, getting it done. Not really paying attention too much, but it was kind of the afterthought. But looking back, I really wish I did pay attention to it because it's one of the classes that will actually really help me in life.
Yeah.
So it was kind of disappointing.
I wonder, you probably don't remember, I wonder if they ever brought up you may have just got a new girlfriend, and this is a perfect opportunity to learn about personal finance.
They might have. I don't remember that. I could have seen
I doubt that they did,
Who
but
knows?
I probably would have gotten your attention.
Yes.
Hey, did you just get your first girlfriend? Are you head over?
Yes.
Good. We might come back to that in a little bit, but I do want to shift gears to our next segment, which is there's a famous Bare Naked Lady song. They say, if I had $1 million. And so I don't know. Have you heard that song?
Maybe.
Okay.
I would have to hear it, but
I'll send it to you later. So
thank you.
if Cale had $1 million, I would like to know what, if anything, would be different. You have $1 million. You need to take care of it somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Whether you spend it, save it, or do something else. Can you realistically put yourself in the mindset of how you would handle yourself? Would anything change?
First of all, I would probably splurge a little bit. I would say if I came in contact with $1 million, I'd buy a grand piano. That would be the first thing. But after that, I would want to find someone that knows money. So I would probably go to you, because I do know you. And I would just learn, because as we discussed, my personal finance class didn't go the greatest. Yeah, I would want to figure out what to do with my money. I've always found like stocks intriguing, and I want to do that when I'm older. And like day trading also kind of is a little intriguing to me. It's just when I have been someone has explained it to me, I wasn't really comprehending everything, because there were words that I didn't understand, and like they were talking about candle wicks, if you know what that is.
I do.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either, but they were trying to show me. Didn't really work, but I was trying my best to pay attention. I just thought it was fascinating. I just like listening to people that can really ramble on about things. So that was awesome.
That's
too.
a skill in itself.
Yes, it is. But yeah, if I came into $1 million, I would want to put a lot of it away. I would want to pay off all my parents' debt. Is one of the biggest things too. But yeah, the main thing is finding someone that would be able to help me figure out everything. Because my parents have someone that does stocks for them. Like they give the money and they do stocks for them, and we get the return on it. And I would probably do that too, just because. I feel like if I do become a nurse, and that's why I would find that $1 million, I would still want to be nursing, and I would want to retire.
So if you are 18 and had $1 million, that wouldn't change your plans for nursing and what you hope to pursue there?
No, it would not, because honestly, I didn't know how much nursing was going to pay until I looked it up after I decided to become a nurse. And that's kind of just a cherry on top. I kind of looked at it, I was like, oh wow.
You would have still studied nursing if you looked it up and found all nurses work for free.
Yeah, honestly, I would genuinely kind of like it. Just
no pressure, just do your best.
Exactly, yeah.
Just human lives.
Of course, I mean, what's the, but yeah, the salary, I was like, oh wow, that's a nice little bonus, I guess, but honestly, if I was just getting a teacher salary, we'll say, and I was being a nurse, I would 100% still do it, being able to just help people. Nice. But yeah, if I got $1 million, I would still want to be on that track to become a nurse.
So, good work thinking through $1 million. Now, the meat, the heart of the podcast is really just digging into you. We call this segment You, and really it's you, Cale. So, would love to know how you just view this world, what really you think satisfies you. You've given us some glimpses into that so far when you talked about, your personal finance class, and even like, this is not that important, but here's what's really important.
Okay.
You talked about getting a girlfriend. You also talked about nursing. Obviously got a passion for that vision for your career. First of all, I might just ask, like, why nursing? Like, what about it? You're like, yeah, I could really see satisfaction in that work.
Yeah, so about nursing. So right now, through my CNA course that I'm taking through the high school, it's in a nursing home. I'm helping old people, residents is what we call them. And
still training, right?
Yeah, still training. So that was kind of an insight. Though I don't really like the grueling jobs of it, a nurse doesn't usually have to wipe someone's butt, right. Of course. Yeah, so that's
what I like most people. That's the prime example of the grueling parts of nursing.
Exactly. Yes. Of course, that's it.
Poop or vomit for you? Which would you rather handle?
Vomit. I will deal with vomit. But yeah, that kind of just showed me, like, to become a nurse, or the nurse that I want to be, you have to have a compassion for it, and like a really wanting to do it. And going into nursing just makes me feel like I can change someone, or not change someone, but kind of change someone to become healthier. But I also just want to be like the warm light that someone can have if they don't have any family that's in the hospital with them. Then I can just be kind of that person that can help them and just be by their side the whole time. I just feel like being able to help someone through their struggles mentally, physically. It's just the biggest thing with nursing. Just showing that I would say I have a compassionate heart. I'm a very big emotion guy. And I wear them on my sleeve, I will say that. And just allowing that to be shown. I know I have to be mature in the work field, but also allowing myself to relate to patients that I have I feel like that would be a great job for me. I wouldn't go into med school for doctors and stuff, or for like becoming a doctor. That would be way too stressful for me. Having that much responsibility over a patient and a patient's life as a doctor compared to a nurse is a lot for me to have to deal with, and I don't think I would do well if I would have made a wrong call on one situation. So, nursing, you would be told what to do by the doctor, and I feel like that would just calm my nerves a little bit. Just showing my compassionate heart for other people is why I want to become a nurse.
Great. And it was only later that you said, oh, this is the type of income or earnings I could have from nursing. What made you even look into that, and why did it become important, or is it not important still?
So I know you need money to live and be successful, but money to me, I feel like if I were living off bare minimum, I would still be okay. If the nursing job didn't even pay that much, like next to no money, we'll say, I feel like money, everyone said, well, not everyone, but some people say money is the root of all evil. I don't believe that far, but also I don't want it to be like an idol in my life. So even if I had that low paying job, I still have God there for me. And recently I've been getting into like my faith, like a lot recently actually. And it's been great, and I've realized that instead of focusing on making a lot of money, I need to focus on bettering myself and building a relationship with God, and just growing up in His faith, and just loving everyone that I come in contact with, doing everything out of love, not out of hate, and just, sorry, I lost my train of thought,
That's
but,
good. So in that, you described a path in nursing even that's like, there's the RN, but then I want the BSN, I want the anesthesiologist type of training. So in those areas, that will likely come with increased pay.
Yes.
Did that cross your mind as you think about ranking up, or is it no, it's just about the type of care I can get?
So I did look into the pay a little bit, but I really like chemistry, and as a CRNA, there's a lot of chemistry that goes into it. You're administrating anesthesia to patients, so also the salary on that was kind of a bonus, because I was just looking at different nursing jobs because I did want to become a nursing practitioner, just to have an advanced nursing degree. I looked at that. There were like a pediatrician. I think I would be good at that, cheering up little kids and stuff, but ultimately I kind of landed on CRNA just because I do love science. I'm not the best at it, but it's fun, and the pay is just a bonus.
Good. So if you could imagine a world without money, because it sounds like it really does come in and sour a lot of life. A lot of people, a lot of their problems tied to finances and an inability to have enough or make enough out of what they have. So can you imagine a world without money? Do you see it as a happy place? Do you see like, man, if Cale didn't have to worry about money at all, he'd be great?
Well, fortunately, I personally don't really have to worry about money right now, just because I have a very stable home. But let's say if I was older. Is that okay if we take that question?
Please.
Away? Awesome. Okay. So if I was older and there was no money in the world, personally, I think it would be good because money can cause a lot of problems in the world. I just feel like if we didn't have money, then instead of money, we would still make something a currency, but it would be more like trading goods to each other, more simplistic compared to what our world is today. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would make a lot of people happy and just more people coming together as like, not a family, but like a town or like a relationship with a community that you're in. Having to go out and like talk to people. I know it was stuff like technology and stuff, but I don't know why I'm kind of thinking it wouldn't be technology.
You're like getting rid of a lot of technological advancements.
Yes.
Good.
But yeah, I just feel like it would, personally, I think it would be amazing. Because if no one had to worry about money, that would just be one less stress out of a lot of people's lives.
So in that, you said it would be simpler. And I don't know, have you heard grandparents or parents talk about simpler times ever?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told that a lot. Now I'm getting to be in the next generation. And I probably start to talk like that to a younger generation. Like, it's just simpler times. But then you also, it was interesting, you said, well, even if you get rid of money in its current forms, probably some other type of currency, right? But it would be simpler. So what I'm hearing, and you can correct me, is it's not so much the money itself, it's just the complexity of it.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to make everything more complex.
Yes.
And it seems like you've witnessed that either in yourself or in other families or friends.
Honestly, just like hearing some things on the news and stuff. I'm not a big news guy, I don't watch too much, but like, yeah, a lot is about money. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know how big this thing was. Like, I know money's important, like we've been saying, but like, I didn't really realize, like, wow, there's a lot of talk on money and a lot of things that I don't understand about, like how to grow your income, how to have multiple forms of income, and just like, all stocks and day trading, all that stuff that I've mentioned before. It's just a very complex thing. I really wish I paid attention in personal finance, but money's just very interesting to me. Personally, I don't have to really worry about it now. I will when I'm older, of course. But yeah.
Have you had moments where you're like, I want that thing, or I want to do that thing with someone I love?
Yeah.
But I cannot because there's not enough money.
Yeah. Personally, not really. Because I'm not too big. I'm very simplistic. I like very simplistic things that don't really need too much money to do. The most expensive thing that I did with my ex-girlfriend now, great person, I will say. She's a very nice
Things change, right?
Yes, things change. And not meaning that anyone's a bad person,
right.
But just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that we ever did was we did indoor skydiving. So that was...
It's not cheap, right?
No, not cheap. But I just kind of saved for a little bit. I had a nice paying job that I recently quit. Yes. So I had a very nice paying job I was very fortunate to have. Saved up for a couple of weeks, and we ended up doing that on the Super Bowl 2 years ago. That was very fun. Sorry, can you redirect me? Like, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you were saying, there's not been a time where you've not been able to do what you want to do because you have simple desires.
Yes.
You didn't really lack or feel the weight of the scarcity.
Yes,
of things. But indoor skydiving,
yes.
You saved up for it.
Yes, saved up for it. And just, simpler things are what kind of make me happy. I don't really need big things to like make me happy. The biggest purchase that I've ever made personally, just in general, was a PS5, which was around $500. So I saved up for that too. And I would say it's well spent. I play it quite a bit. I mean, I'm gonna use it until I'm older. I'm probably not going to use it when I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I'll be too focused on my kids.
Yeah.
But
it'll be PS. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just fortunately, I just haven't ever had something that I can't obtain because I am in a good spot. I do like simpler things, so that's not too much. Actually, this summer there is something.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to go to Europe, but plane tickets are really expensive.
What have you found as an expectation? How much a round trip to Europe would?
So from Missouri to Europe, because I just looked up the plane tickets from Kansas City to Europe that was for a round trip. It was around 1,500, 1,600.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't saved that much for traveling. I've been saving for college. So I technically could go, but it wouldn't be the smartest to do right now. After I have my nursing job for a while.
You could just go get student loans though and spend your savings on the Europe.
That is true.
Right.
I could.
Why not?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. My schooling is going to be very cheap.
Yeah.
My parents, bless their hearts, they set up an account for me for like when I was a baby, so that it grew over time. And I'm also doing the A+ program. So those things are going to pay for my college, especially because I am going to a community college. It's not going to be as expensive. I'm going into the nursing field, which can be a little bit more pricey, but I do have that money from the past, from that saving up for that. My parents also made a account for my wedding, so I can go into that a little bit for college. So I don't know, it's something to look into.
Are you trying to graduate without debt, with limited debt? Do you have a goal there?
I want to graduate with less than $5,000 in debt, which I believe is very doable.
And some people might watch this and be like, that sounds incredible.
Yes. So my sister actually my older sister, she did the same exact route with me that I'm doing right now, but she went to Trenton, which is another place of NCMC. Savannah is like a sister location of the name. So that was a little bit more expensive, but she was around $5,000 in debt when she got out of college.
Right.
But I also just don't desire that college experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
And so, what is the motive to keep your debt, limited? What can you imagine what it'll feel like having very little debt to no debt versus like, oh yeah, I've got 50,000. No one would blame a nursing graduate. I think if they had 50, maybe even up to 100,000 in debt. What keeps you from not just being regular that way?
Yeah, I really don't want to worry about money that much. Like, when I am older, like I said, the salary is a good paying job, but a lot of people are going to college for the college experience, like I said in the past. But I'm really not really for that. That's a lot of partying. I like going out and doing stuff, but I'm more of a just let's do one-on-one things, not go out to a big party. So graduating without debt, I think is going to put me in a lot of a better mental state. Not having that extra worry in the past about money would really just help me. Sorry, I'm talking in circles, but
you're absolutely. So you're saying that the mental state, how it will feel,
yes,
when you graduate with limited to no student loans, compared to some of the costs in the short term, because you won't be able to say maybe use some of those same funds to go to Europe.
Yeah,
that hurts a little bit.
Yeah,
you might find another way to go.
Of course,
but that hurts. That's a bad feeling too.
Yeah.
So how do you choose which bad feeling? Like the bad feeling of I'd have debt after I graduate versus the bad feeling like I may not go to Europe until I'm much older.
Exactly. I also haven't really thought about that, but I feel like this is my rule.
Yeah.
So my rule is that I have to be happy in every situation before I die. I know it's a little morbid, but It's true. So I feel
I
like
agree.
yeah.
You definitely will die.
Yeah,
And so
everyone dies at some time. So I told myself I need to be in a good state where I am happy and I'm with like connection with God and just like keeping everything spiritually and loving Him forever. So I feel like going to Europe would, like at a younger age and having a little bit more student debt or just debt in general, I feel like that's something that I would maybe want to look into, so that I can just experience that when I'm younger.
Yeah.
Go and do some fun things in Europe, and just have a good time with my youth. And I know it's not my youth, but when I'm in my like 20s, 30s, or I guess my 20s is my youth, 30s, 40s, 50s.
I'm 30s and I still feel
yes,
young.
of course, yes. So yeah, I feel like I'm still gonna try to and travel. That's also my goal, travel the world. But yeah, I feel like the thing that would hurt more is if I didn't go to Europe when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a lot to chew on.
So you said they're like, I haven't really thought about that too much.
Yeah.
So what do you think triggers you to think through? Because you've obviously thought quite a bit about your future.
Yeah.
Because you've laid out a lot of future Cale plans, and it's very admirable. But then you're saying, yeah, some things I haven't thought. So what causes you to think about Cale 4 years from now, or 10 years, or even the 75-year-old Cale? Like, what causes you to take future Cale seriously, or just like forget him? 17-year-old, 18-year-old Cale is Cale now.
Actually, that's sometimes what I think. But the reason why I look so far into the future is, honestly, I want my wife to be, I want to love my wife, and I want my wife to love me, but I also want her to have the option. If she wants to work, she can, but if she doesn't want to work, she can stay home with the kids.
Which, I will be clear, is a form of work in its own, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. Yes, that is a job.
It's hard to get those terms right, especially for males.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, that is a, oh my goodness,
Right.
that is a job of its own.
It's priceless.
So, yes, I have a niece, and sometimes she comes over to our house. Yeah, that's difficult already, so I will have...
In short bursts,
Yes,
right?
yes. I will have very high respect for my wife, especially if she does choose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Any doubt in your mind that you want to be a husband someday?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And a father?
Yeah, I want to be a father.
No doubt?
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt in my mind. That's the main goal. Have a wife, kids.
Do you think about, I mean, you just admitted you did, how are those, or are they to you, personal finance decisions to be a father and a husband? And you actually gave one example just there of saying, I would love to have prepared well, that my wife has the freedom to choose how she spends her working time. So do you connect that to your money decisions or your time and studying decisions today?
Yeah, that's also like why I'm choosing to go not to a big college. I don't really want to be in that much debt so that I have to be paying off debt for the rest of my life, which a job that I would get wouldn't do that to me. Like I would be able to pay it off fairly quickly, but I really want my wife to be in a very comfortable situation. That's the main goal. I just want happy wife, happy life. I know I haven't met her yet, but I will one day.
You don't know that for sure.
True.
Maybe not likely, but maybe.
Yes.
I had met my wife when I was 4 years old and didn't know it until I was
really wow.
Engaged to be married.
Okay.
So
yeah. So I'll find them. So
Yeah.
her one day. Her one day. Even if I already have.
Yeah.
I'll open my eyes and I'll see her. But yeah, that's basically the reason. That's like what I've been thinking about for like my personal finance. Just allowing myself to be in a comfortable situation where money can be not put on the back burner, but just something that I personally don't have to worry about for my day to day.
Yeah.
Or my family.
I think it's important to hear what you've done is saying, yeah, there's some things that don't hurt you like others. Like if some people are hurt right now, I don't drive as nice a car as my classmates or a friend of mine. And and that hurts, and it hurts a lot, and I want to do something about it, and I'll go into debt to do so. Or I want that college experience that maybe we see in media, like, oh, it looks amazing, but it's going to cost a lot because you're living in some of the nicest cities in the world. But that isn't necessarily pain you've had, but it's not that you're not interested. You basically said, I just look at future Cale. I look at the ability to be a husband and a father, and it seems like that pain's a lot worse than any of the pain I have to do. The opportunity cost is what I do about it. Is that?
Yeah, 100%. I want future Cale to be happy with past Cale.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of...
is current Cale happy with past Cale?
Current Cale is a little, yeah, he's a little,
He's a little.
Yeah, yeah, current Cale is a little proud of younger Cale. He overcame a lot of stuff. I struggle with anxiety. I was on antidepressants for a little bit. Sorry, this is a little off topic, but I am happy with past Cale. I wish he saved a little bit more money, but he's okay with what he was doing.
He didn't put you too far behind me.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
Good. And he got the grades to get you into health talk.
Yes,
right?
he did.
Good.
He got
good job, past Cale, wherever you may be.
Thank you. But yeah, he did a pretty good job, I would say.
Well, I could ask you questions because you're very open and honest and fascinating. But in the interest of time, we should move on. So the next piece of the podcast is to put you on the hot seat with some rapid fire questions, Cale. So these are all meant to be answered in about 10 seconds or less. So
I'm a big rambler.
So we'll go for a little bit, see how you do until you maybe pass out. Let's go. Any purchase you've regretted?
Yes. It was actually past Cale's. He bought a $25 Pokemon card set, and I was crying all day, all night about it, and I had to return it to Target the next day because I felt so bad about it.
Wow, good. Yes. All right, next. Besides the standard apps on your phone, if you could only have one app on your phone, what would it be?
Ooh, I'd say Instagram. It's a very good way to put out information if you want to start a business, and you can also text on there and just see what everybody's doing. Not too toxic.
Do you think you're more likely to settle in your life close to where you grew up or further away?
That's a very hard question. I feel like I want to go further away for travel nursing because I want to see the world, but I have a very big homebody. So I feel like I'm going to try to go away, and then eventually I'm going to
both
back out. Yeah.
Good. You talked a little bit about yourself earlier. A primary hobby?
Piano. I love piano. It's just very nice, very calming.
Yeah.
Something that I'm decent at, I would say. So.
Have you ever priced a grand piano?
Oh, yeah.
What would be the minimum to get something?
Oh, okay. So like a used one, $5,000.
Yeah.
But if I ran into the $1 million, I would probably get a new one.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what a new one is because I was too scared to look at it.
6 figures, I'm sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably spend the whole $1 million on one.
I could.
Yeah.
I could. I definitely could.
Okay, you didn't want to get too morbid earlier, but do you ever think about dying in your death?
I do.
Yeah.
Quite a bit actually. I just feel like I have a very good relationship with God, and that I am going to go to heaven someday after death. And I just try to bring people closer to Him so that they can join me someday.
Yeah, good. Any hesitation to jump out of an airplane?
If I have a parachute on, I would 100%. That's on my bucket list. Skydiving is on it. But yeah.
Yeah, good. Choose one. Would you protect yourself from humiliation or take the risk?
I'd take the risk.
Yeah,
I'm
every
okay.
time.
I'd be okay with getting humiliated.
Yeah.
If it meant that I had like a good outcome on the other side.
Yeah, good. Name a song that you've listened to in your car recently and enjoyed.
I don't know a particular song, but I've been listening to Rex Orange County recently. So that's a pretty good one. Oh, Get On. I don't know who it's by, but that's a really good song.
Yeah, great.
I'll play it for you.
Yeah, thanks. Send that to me. Would you rather have I know that your answer to this, a high-paying job you hate or a low-paying job you love?
Low-paying
No
job
doubt
I
about
love.
it. Would you rather live with seasonal weather or consistent weather?
Ooh. Consistent? Missouri's pretty difficult. I would
It's
say.
a bad behavior child when it comes to weather.
Yes. I love winter. I snowboard, just went to Colorado. Breckenridge. Yes. Oh, sorry. But yeah, but I also am a summer guy, so maybe just travel to the polar opposites. Yeah. So consistent, but in different areas of the world.
Yeah. Have you ever babysat?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I would. Not too much.
You have or you have not?
I have.
Okay,
I have
great.
for my little niece.
Yeah.
One time, so I don't know if you count it, but I would.
Would you rather hang with a newborn, a 1-year-old, or a 5-year-old?
5-year-old.
Yeah.
I feel like I could maybe relate to him, maybe make him laugh. A 1-year-old, maybe a little, but I have some things in common with a 5-year-old. I'm immature at times, so
Yeah.
maybe.
How many kids do you think you'll have?
Ooh, 2, 3, or 4, or 5.
I didn't think you'd be some.
It's whatever my wife wants. It's okay with her.
Great. That's a great job. So you look forward. Let's talk about future Cale with your last rapid fire question.
Of course.
What do you want to tell Cale, 30-year-old Cale, 12 years from now?
Don't forget that you love God. So hopefully I don't fall away.
Yeah.
But I want to tell him that, and then I also want to just tell him, live life. Because we're here for not that long, but life is long enough if you live it right. But yeah, just enjoy life. Go out, travel, explore the world, meet new people. Just have fun.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you very much.
Yes.
I know we could probably spoke easily twice this long, no problem. Maybe you'll be a repeat guest someday.
Maybe. Yeah.
So every guest here on Greater Futures gets a chance to spin the wheel for a gift card is our way to say thanks. So ask Cale some of the places, and I changed them up a little bit on him because he mentioned a couple retailers. I'm like, hey, let's add some gas cards.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned also Fun with Friends. So there's a place nearby called Ricky Dean's that you can have a lot of fun. So we got 10, 20, and 30 for all of those things. I'm going to pull it up here. All right, Cale, you click that wheel.
Awesome.
And we will see where you land.
Oh, okay.
There it goes. And Cale is going to win.
I'm okay with that.
You're
love
almost at
Target.
$30
Yes.
at Ricky Dean's. That is a Target $10 win. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's the least we can do for a good time, being honest and open. So thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck. We'll be praying for you, obviously. We're going to have a great tennis season. All right.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. Greater Futures Podcast. We'll see you next time.